Hey, everyone. Let me turn my light on here. Maybe it's a better image here. Um, I had to redo this because for some reason my camera went purple. I had to restart my computer. It was weird. Anyways, hey, everybody. My name's Curtis Phelan. I've been a results life and business coach for over 25 years. And I currently focus mainly on helping other coaches get to 6, 7, and 8 figures. But the reason of this call is not for that. Just want to introduce myself because I haven't done a lot of this is actually my first live on YouTube. So I wanted to try it out, see how it works. And I want to share with you, I'm going through a program with Brad Sugar. It's a 30-day program. It's called 30X Wealth. Okay. And he has one on business and one on life. This one's specifically for those that want to learn how to take their income and invest it to create and generate wealth for themselves. So I just want to, I'm not obviously recreating this. I'm going to just share my notes each day of what I learn. So anyways, let me just go and grab my notes real quick. Okay, so I don't miss anything. And I just want to share with you day 2. So the question for day 2 is, can I become wealthy? All right. So becoming wealthy is really more about your belief in your desire and ability to do this is not a matter. It's more of self-belief. What do you believe? Do you see yourself being wealthy? Is it difficult to make that a reality? It's not if you can see yourself every day being wealthy, generating wealth. And this isn't just, rich, right? Like you see on social media with the cars and the house and the clothes and all that stuff, right? That most of those people, they aren't wealthy. Okay. Now some are, granted, but most of them aren't. They're just trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to make themselves look wealthy. Okay. Truly wealthy people. Okay. This is what we're talking about. People that they have assets that generate income to create the lifestyle and pay for their lifestyle before they buy the toys and the money and all that stuff. So, you know, when it comes to seeing yourself as a wealthy person, first of all, you have to look at your mindset. What are your negative thoughts towards money? Right? Money doesn't grow on trees. You know, all whatever your beliefs are. Now, I've done a lot of work on these beliefs because I've heard them, you know, all these different beliefs out there. I don't want to get into that. You know what I'm talking about. You probably heard it over and over again, but you want to recognize, what are your negative beliefs when you see somebody that's wealthy, when you see somebody that has maybe that car, that house, whatever. What are your thoughts around that? What are your beliefs around that? What are your beliefs, more importantly, about you and your ability to generate wealth? Well, you need to think about those, write those down, and then, get somebody to help you figure out, or read some books and work on those beliefs, change that vocabulary with yourself, start creating new beliefs. You can actually do that through NLP and stuff. If you have questions about that, let me know. But you can actually change your limiting beliefs to help you see yourself as wealthy. I can tell you that you were born to be rich, right? The God, the universe, whatever, it wants you to have everything that life has to offer. We're here to experience life to the fullest. And through our surroundings, our environment, ourselves, things like that, over the years, we create these limiting beliefs and doubts and fears around wealth. And you want to make sure first, before you try to get wealth, you got to handle those, because trust me, I've done it several times in my life where I've sabotaged myself. I'm on my way there. Things are looking great. About to get to that summit, right? And I just, throw my hands up and slide back down the mountain. You know what I mean? It's called self-sabotage, right? You do something to just destroy it because your belief, it's a subconscious belief. You're not even aware of it at the time. It's blocking you. It's making you do things to stop you because you don't, maybe you don't believe you're worthy of wealth. Right? Maybe you think wealthy people are evil or mean, or nobody's going to like me if I'm wealthy. That was one of mine. It was weird, right? It sounds strange, some of our beliefs, but it's like, if I become wealthy, I'm going to be ostracized. Some people won't like me, things like that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So anyways, enough on that. Okay. Now you want to also celebrate success, and not just your own success, but others' success, right? When you see that person with the great business, or the house, or the wife, or the kids, or the whatever you want in your life, right? The car, what have you, the boat, the yacht, the helicopter, whatever. Celebrate their success, right? Though that puts that energy out into the universe that you are worthy of it, that you could do that you accept it, that you want to be involved in that energy in the world. So celebrate your success, other success. Enough on that. Now, there are 7 common factors that we have for those that are successful. Okay, that build true wealth. Okay, not just the fake, make themselves look like, a wealthy person, the really, truly wealthy people. Okay. Number one, they live well below their means. That's what I got to work on. Okay. Number two is now, what does that mean? So live well below your means. You want to be able to live off, you know, preferably like 60% of your income, but maybe 80% of your income is good, right? The more, the better. But you want to be able to at least invest 20% of your income. And you might like, oh my God, 20% of my income. I mean, I can barely make it by as it is now, right? Well, there's some things you got to do. Okay. Maybe you got to live well below your income. Maybe you're like, well, I'm already, living on the street and whatever. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta live well below your income. So maybe you need to increase your income. Maybe you need to do certain things. Maybe do certain things a different way. Maybe there's some things you're spending money on that you shouldn't be spending money on, right? So, anyways, number two, they allocate their time, their energy, and their money efficiently in ways that are conducive to building wealth, right? So you want to be very conscious of your time, right? Your energy. Where are you putting out your energy? That could be emotions, feelings, like this. I'm spending this time right now with you, which would probably be 5 minutes, right? But you got to start thinking, okay, is that going to guide me towards wealth? Well, yes. Me just repeating what I'm learning. This isn't my stuff, by the way. There's nothing new out there. It's all fundamentals, basics, strategies, recipes that were created hundreds and hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. Okay, that are available in books and school, and well, not like your normal school, right? But there's schools, there's books, there's people that you can learn this stuff from, and it's there for the taking. So where are you putting your time? Where are you investing your energy? If you want to be wealthy, you got to be conscious of that and use it efficiently and effectively and not waste it. Right? Are we spending? I spend a lot of time. I got to admit that I love TV, movies, things like that, and I love watching shows. So, one of the things that I started doing was cancel the TV subscription and get, I was just watching. I would select certain times to watch certain shows on like Hulu or Netflix or something like that. Now, granted, you don't have to do that anymore because if you have internet access, okay, there's like Peacock and all these other things that have all that stuff on it. It's for free. So you can, anyways, bottom line, make sure you're investing your time, spending your time wisely if you want to become wealthy. Otherwise, if you let that stuff, get out of your control, okay, you'll never get there. Excuse me. What number are we on here? Number three. So they believe that financial independence is more important than displaying high social status. Now that's hard these days. Everybody's trying to be famous on TikTok or, Facebook or whatever. You got to realize if you truly want to be wealthy, okay, the truly wealthy out there, and even the people on, social media, the ones that are truly wealthy, they're not spending that time with you in their videos and their teachings and their trainings on trying to show you that they are like super rich and wealthy and stuff. They're not. They're not. Now they might do, some of them might, but really the truly wealthy ones aren't. They're not trying to impress you with their jet and their cars and all that stuff. They're trying to help you. Okay. They're teaching you what to do and what not to do. Ed Millett, I love the guy. He's awesome. He's hard, straight to the facts. He doesn't get on there in his jet and everything. You know what I mean? He's awesome. So follow Ed Millett if you don't follow him. But it's more important to create independence and wealth than it is to have the flashy car, the flashy house, flashy clothes. Now that stuff's nice if you're already super wealthy. Then yes, enjoy it. Spend a portion of your money, but you don't want to do that before you achieve wealth. Okay. It's a big mistake that a majority of us make. Okay. Number four, their parents didn't provide economic outpatient care. Okay. So what that means is they didn't leave it up to to society to teach their kids about economics, right? Their school, things like that. They teach their children at a young age how to create and generate wealth, how to manage their money. They teach them about business and things like that. They don't just give them money and do all that kind of stuff. And that's number five. Their adult children are economically self-sufficient because they have learned at a young age, usually, right? I didn't have that fortune, my father wasn't in my life, growing up, and my mom was a struggling single mom, worked several jobs, and, we got by, right? We had family help and everything like that. But I didn't learn, my mother wasn't wealthy. my grandparents weren't wealthy, right? And I didn't learn this stuff, but truly, once you generate wealth, you want to start teaching your children about wealth, about creating business, about creating assets and investing there. Any allowance you give them or whatever, teach them, not just don't go spend that. I'm struggling with my son because my son doesn't live with me, and it's partially my fault. When he was young, I did just give him money, and so he just thinks ask daddy and you get money, right? But I'm trying to get away from that by teaching him, hey, have you thought about this? What if we took this? I know you want that $100 right now, and I know you want to buy that video game, but what if we did this? And he thinks I'm crazy, right? He's only 12, but he thinks I'm nuts. But he's like, no, daddy, I want the game. But what if we did this and you could go get 10 games in a month, right? So, anyways, teach your children. Now, number 6, they're proficient in targeting marketing opportunities. Okay, that's a deep one. So they get really good at finding and targeting opportunities to find and generate assets, whether that's through relationships, buying or building a business or investment. It's not just taking money and throwing it to somebody for them to manage. They learn how to manage their own money. Number 7, they choose the right occupation. Now, what does that mean? They choose the right occupation. Okay, great. So what job should I get to be rich? It's not what I mean. When I talk about choose the right occupation, I'm talking about, if you're going to get a job, okay, you want to find, if you can, right? Now, obviously you might have to just go get a job for now, temporary, but if you truly want to create wealth, you want to start thinking about, okay, what's a job that I could get where I could get access to learn how to be wealthy? Okay. Is there someone there I can learn from, like the boss or the owner or manager? Do they teach or help people become wealthy? That type of stuff. Okay. So keep in mind, what is my occupation? Now, granted, if you just go get a job because you need to make a paycheck, no problem. But around that job, you want to at least start finding people that can teach you about wealth so you can take a portion of that income and start generating wealth. But ideally, wealthy people, they picked the right occupation. They found a position, and some of them, they worked for free initially, right? A name is escaping me right now, but Robert Kiyosaki with Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? He worked for his rich dad, right, in Hawaii to learn how to become wealthy. Well, he was one of the wealthiest men in Hawaii, real estate investor. That was his rich dad. His poor dad, who worked for the educational system, thought he was nuts. Thought that rich dad was taking advantage of his son. Well, no, he wasn't. Yeah, his son was working for him for free, but he was getting an education on how to become truly wealthy. And now you see, if you don't know Rich Dad Poor Dad, read the book, Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, very wealthy, very successful, and that's all from him working for free for somebody else that taught him wealth. Now, I learned from a gentleman named Tony Robbins. And even though it wasn't for free, it kind of was, because to be honest with you, working for Tony, I was just barely, surviving, because when you work for someone like that, it's kind of a trade-off. You're working directly with them, you're learning from them. It's kind of like a privilege to work directly with them and learn from them. So the pay is a lot lower than normal. Okay. But it was worth it to me. I've used the skills and techniques and strategies and relationships and connections and everything pretty much my whole life. Well, not my whole life, obviously, but since I was in my 20s, from Tony. So it was worth it to me. Initially working for Tony, there was 4 of us coaches living in a 2-bedroom apartment. And we did that because we're working for Tony Robbins. We're learning from Tony. He's coming in the middle of the night in the office and teaching us stuff that you would never learn in an event or a book, and it's like, let's bring 3 more coaches in the apartment, because it's not about that. It's about learning how to be able to support your life and create the life that you want and become wealthy. So anyways, it looks like some of my notes disappeared. That is peculiar. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that. I had some more notes. Let me think real quick. I don't know why they disappeared. Maybe because I restarted the computer. Actually, they just disappeared. That is peculiar. So give me a second here. Reload. That's weird. Anyways, all my notes disappeared. That's funny. Anyway, I'll have to do this again then. Well, at least my video worked the whole time, and hopefully you got a lot out of this. Now let me go and I can actually just look at this um, and share some of my thoughts. So that's weird that this just disappeared on me. But anyways, so there was a couple things I wanted to talk about that I got. The biggest thing, obviously, live below your means. Another one was our homework that I would assign to you is, you want to be able to take, if you can't take 20%, at least 10%, but you want to set up a separate bank account that's strictly for investing in savings, and you want to be able to make sure that that it's automated. Okay, so if you're not already doing this, I recommend you start, even if it's just 5%, 10%, preferably 20% of your income is automated. You set up a separate account where that money is automatically put into that account, and if you can put up some systems in place so that it makes it difficult to get that money out, because you could get like a spouse or a parent or something like that that needs to sign, in addition to you getting the money out. But you want to make it so it's difficult for you to not just go take that money and pay for things and do things. You want it automatically taken out, put into this account so that you can use it for investing and buying assets and businesses and things like that to grow your wealth. I do apologize. I lost all my notes somehow here. They were right there just a second ago. They just vanished. So if I find them, I will, and there's anything missing, I'll just come back and do this again. But I hope you got some value and benefit from this. This is the first, YouTube live I've done. So hopefully you got some benefit and value from it. If you did, just comment below and ask any questions you have. Be happy to help you and share with you. Like I said, I've been coaching people from all walks of life for over 25 years, thousands of people. So, I'm happy to help. And I hope you enjoyed this, and you guys have a blessed rest of your night. Thanks.